Dream of homeownership, credit, refinancing, and more. Be prepared to call in with your questions at 972-988-1040. That's 972-988-1040. Rob Stern, Fridays on 1040 AM and 106.9 FM, KGGR.
Hello, hello, hello. Now, I know the recording says that 972-988-1040, but we're going to be going with a different phone number today for you to call in, and that's 214-202-5733. So get ready. We are talking to the Rob Stern. Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Doing really well today. How are you today, Autumn?
It's a good Friday, and it feels amazing outside. So
It's beautiful.
I'm good to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How was your week? How was your week?
Oh, my week was great. We've made a lot of progress. I think that it's kind of crazy what's going on from the mortgage perspective. The mortgage market is just it's gotten to be extremely busy. A lot of people are taking advantage of these interest rates that have fallen. Now they haven't fallen much, but apparently just any movement is enough to get people interested in moving forward. And so we've seen a big uptick in activity. You know, interestingly, the stock market has cratered in the past 3 days. We've just seen a huge hit to the stock market. So I don't know how that's going to play out on interest rates. I would venture to say that perhaps these rates may shore up and stop going down. We may start to see some upwards pressure. But nonetheless, there's just a lot of activity in the market. People refinancing, people purchasing homes. A little late this year for people to be getting out of the market. Normally, we see this kind of movement in June, May and June, and of course, this has happened in late August, early September. But it's refreshing to know that there's a lot of activity, and there's a huge pent up demand. A lot of people that have been sitting on the sidelines just waiting for an opportunity, and there's more houses available now than there were clearly 6 months ago, 12 months ago.
Wow. And I think the mindset too is even though with the falling interest rates, I know you were saying when the rates fall, the price of the homes go up. Anytime we see something falling, I mean, the price falling of something, interest rates falling, we just go for it. So I think that's kind of the thought process behind that.
Sure. Well, we haven't really seen home prices move much at all.
That's good.
And we're not seeing prices go up tremendously right now. So obviously there hasn't been pressure to that extent. This is absolutely the right time for anybody who's watching or listening to us to take advantage of the opportunity. Prices are like I said, are relatively stagnant as far as home prices go, and interest rates have come down a fair amount, a good bit. Certainly, anybody that wants additional information can reach out to me directly. My telephone number is 972-739-2350. That's 972-739-2350, or they can also reach me on the internet. They can go to Lenders Texas, that is LendersTexas.com, and they can find me that way as well. Bottom line is I'm available anytime, and I certainly look forward to hearing from our listeners, from our viewers. If you are in fact a veteran, there's never been a better time to be out in the house buying market. Veteran, no down payment required whatsoever. Man, get out there and buy yourself a house. This is the right time.
I love it. Now, you can actually call us right now if you have a question to ask online, or maybe you have a statement, maybe you have a testimony. Call us at 214-202-5733. That's 214-202-5733. Rob, I know you say, now's a good time. Now's a good time. Is there such thing as a bad time?
Well, not really. I mean, I think we probably should define a good time,
right?
Because everything is relative. Now is an opportunity to take advantage of the availability in the marketplace. Okay. now is the right time to now is the right time to acknowledge that renting a home is not the best option for anybody. Renting a home, renting an apartment, you're just throwing money away and quite literally paying off somebody else's debt when you can be paying off your own debt.
Right. That part, when you think of it that way, yeah, helping someone else pay off theirs is kind of that messes with me, Rob.
Yeah, well, it would be nice if somebody would pay my credit cards off and all
Come
my debt.
on.
That's not going to happen. but but again, when you rent something, whether it's an apartment or a condominium or a house or duplex, whatever, you're literally paying somebody else's debts off, and there's no reason that I can think of to justify that activity. You don't need to have perfect credit to become a homeowner. That's something that we've talked about time and time again. We've shown that to be a fact time and time again. We've had testimonials and all kinds of calls from individuals who never thought they could be a homeowner, and now they've been living in a home for several years, perhaps. But you got to start somewhere. You need to give us a call, either on the air or call me direct. My phone number, again, direct, would be 972-739-2350. That's 972-739-2350. Or you can call us on the air at
214-202. I was going to give the old number. It's not really the old number. We're going to get back to it. We're just having some technical difficulties right now. But it is 214-202-5733. That's 214-202-5733. And it looks like, Rob, that we do have a caller. So, caller, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay.
hello.
I keep getting a little reverb on it. Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
got
Yeah,
me?
not real well. If you could
Okay.
speak up, perhaps.
Yes, I'm on my speakerphone on my car. Maybe that might
No,
be a
I
problem, but
yeah, you can go ahead, sir. I can hear you now.
okay. All right. Right about the VA loan and thing, all of that did good for me. Found a 4-bedroom house. It's real nice. The lot is good. All of that, everything, all of that's good. My problem is this: I have a wife that listens to unprofessional people.
Ooh.
And as we were going through the home, and this lady from across the street told her, well, somebody died in that house, and if the realtor didn't tell you that, that's against the law. So she's all up in arms with that. And I told her, there's nobody in the house, no dead body in the house, at least not right now, so getting a little upset with her. But if that's something, to me, I don't care. Like I said, ain't nobody in there now, so I don't care. And if the realtor known about it or didn't know about it, is that something that's against the law now? Because it's not going to stop me from getting a house if I have to be in there by myself, if you get my hint.
Well,
So what is there? Is there a law against that if somebody died in the house? Are they supposed to give you that information? Now, maybe they didn't know. But
are you? Well, that's true.
Her.
So you're using a realtor. You're purchasing it through a realtor.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so the realtors signed something called
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you. The realtors signed something called a seller's disclosure. Now, as you indicated, if the sellers didn't tell the realtor that somebody had passed in that home, they would have no way of knowing. So I don't think there was anything necessarily deceitful or devious about it. The reality is, there may be some discomfort there, perhaps, but again, like you said, if somebody passed in that house and there's not a dead body in the house right now, then there's really not much to be afraid of. You can certainly have somebody come in and clean the house and make sure that everything is put together properly.
Right.
If your concern is getting out of the contract to buy that house, that would be something totally different. And your realtor could probably help you to that end. But if it's a house that you still want and you're a veteran, understand that the lender, whoever that lender is going to be, the lender
Right.
is going to, yes, sir, the lender is going to have to look at your credit and your spouse's credit, whether it's just your income that they're using in the transaction or not, because Texas is a community property state, and as such, the debts of both individuals are going to be looked at when it comes to
Right.
a VA loan or a government-backed loan.
Well,
Uh,
we've already passed that part. All that is good. It's all good on the financial end. It was just, I guess, a emotional something on her side. And I told her, I don't really care. I want the house, and I'm going to get the house. Whether she come in or not. But like I say, so many unprofessional people that always think that their opinion means something. And I tell her, I said, you got to stop listening to people. She started doing that now. Because he said, wasn't nobody murdered in the house, I don't guess. She just said somebody died in the house. And
well,
the realtor was supposed to disclose that information. And I said, well, maybe they didn't know. So they
yeah,
can't disclose something they didn't know.
I think you're correct.
So,
I think you're probably correct, and the realtor just wasn't aware of it.
right.
We've talked about listening to your aunts and your uncles and everybody else who has advice. We probably should add the neighbor across the street to that group of people that you don't listen to.
Yeah. Oh, I
You're
already have.
you're absolutely correct. I don't know how to tell you to remedy the situation, but I mean, she will have to be there at closing. There's no doubt about it. She's your spouse, so
Right.
you're, you're
Right.
kind of between a rock and a hard place if she says she's not going to participate.
Well, uh, maybe she'll go stay with her mom or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Okay.
Well, I appreciate your phone
All
call,
right.
and
I just didn't know if there was a law or what, because that was the lady was saying. Yeah, that's a law, and that's against the law for them not to disclose that information. And I
well,
said, well,
there's
maybe they didn't know.
right. They're supposed to disclose what they know to be true and correct, but if they didn't know,
Okay.
then they didn't know, and they would have no way of
Okay. Right.
researching that. So, and I
Right.
would venture to say that unfortunately, just about every pre-owned house out there has had somebody that's passed in the house at some point in time,
Yeah.
because that's just part of life is death. It happens,
Yes.
and it's
Yeah. I understand that.
it, we go to a greater glory. It's just the way it is, right?
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
Okay.
well, you call me if you have any other questions or if things don't work out for you. I'm always available to you, and I appreciate your phone call, sir.
All right. So thank you.
I'm going to give you my number when you disconnect. That's going to be 972-739-2350. That's 972-739-2350. And it's great to see a veteran buying a home. I'm just so excited about that. I think not enough veterans take advantage of the opportunities that they've been given, and it's clearly a blessing. It's a blessing to become a homeowner in the first place. Buying a home without a down payment is an even bigger blessing, obviously. And you can use these down payment assistance programs with VA loans as well, so that it's entirely possible for the veteran to get back any earnest money they put up. I see veterans buying homes with no money whatsoever right now.
Wow.
That's a great
Rob, I kind of look
opportunity.
at it, is it like if when you're gathering coupons
Right.
and you're thinking, okay, let me use this count here, let me use this here, let me use that there, and it just kind of dwindles down your total of what you're going to pay. Is it something like that using coupons?
Sure. No, that's not a bad analogy. Veterans have every opportunity to become a homeowner.
Mhm.
As a veteran, I have no minimum credit score requirement. I have a debt ratio that is 30%, 1/3 almost higher than anybody else. It's allowable. This is because I'm a direct VA lender to the Veterans Administration. In addition to that, if you are a service-connected, if you receive a service-connected disability and you are at 100%, you will pay no property taxes
Wow.
whatsoever. If you're a veteran and you're listening to this broadcast, you have not become a homeowner, now is the right time to explore your options and take advantage of the opportunity.
And I get jealous every time you talk about it, Rob, because veterans have so many things that they can take advantage of. And of course, rightfully they should.
Right.
But so I get so jealous of that. And I thank you for that caller who just definitely made that call, because it made me also think about some things that when it comes to buying a house and you have a spouse, you have to have both parties buying in on it.
Well, that's true. On a government-backed loan. So let's be clear about that. If it is a conventional mortgage loan, then we don't even need to acknowledge the other party whatsoever.
Wow. Okay, so that's good to know. I didn't know that.
However, if you're in the state of Texas, which is a community property state, the other party does have to be there at closing unless you're purchasing an investment property.
Wow.
Because this is a community property state. So if I make a debt while I'm married, my wife owns half of that debt. She doesn't owe half that debt necessarily, but she owns half the property that I buy.
So why would she owe?
Well, unless she's on the mortgage.
Okay.
I mean, so to be clear, I can go buy a house on a conventional loan using just my income and just my credit, and that's fine. But when it comes to closing, if it's a primary residence, she has to go on the title because she will own one half of that property.
Okay.
Because it was acquired during the marriage.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense.
So I mean, there's that's a positive side to the Texas law and the community properties. However, it can also be an entanglement when you go to divorce or sell the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Okay. Well, callers, if you want to call in and talk to us, you can do that right now at 214-202-5733. That's 214-202-5733. Or you can contact Rob if you want to wait till you get off the air. And that number is
972-739-2350. Again, that would be 972-739-2350. You can also find me on the internet. Just go to Lenders Texas, spelled out LendersTexas.com.
Rob, I remember last week we had a veteran that called in, and hopefully she called you afterwards. And if she did, I want to know, were you able to help?
She did call me, and we actually were together yesterday. As a matter of fact, I went out to her home to meet with her, and we spent a good deal of time together, and we are working on building a mortgage for her. So yes, and that's actually a good segue into what we've been discussing about veterans purchasing homes. There's every reason for a veteran to come forward and become a homeowner. When I was speaking with this woman, a young lady, she's spending over $2,000 a month renting an apartment in a complex. It's a 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh,
It's a very nice complex though. But
yeah, gotta be very nice for that amount. Wow.
But yes, ma'am. So, I think look, it's like everything. It doesn't hurt to kick the tires, right? It doesn't hurt to go shopping. I mean, we've all been shopping before, and that doesn't mean you have to buy something just because you go shopping. But reach out and let us go ahead and build a loan approval for you. Let's see if there's an opportunity there. Don't be don't second guess your credit. Don't second guess your income. Don't self-diagnose.
Self-diagnose. That's what I was waiting on.
There you go. Give us an opportunity to put everything together And then if you choose not to move forward, so be it. But at least you'll know what you're entitled to and what the opportunities are, what the market will afford you.
I love it. Don't forget the numbers 214-202-5733, 214-202-5733. Rob, you said something also that was key, is that you went to her. So you have those services available if someone can't make it to your office or they can't do virtual, you coming by?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't mind. I don't mind getting in my car and traveling to help somebody out. It's, I think a large part of this is about responsibility, and I
Mhm,
truly feel it's my personal responsibility
mhm.
to help everybody and anybody that that I come in contact with. If you want to purchase a home, give me a call. If you want to refinance your home, if you want to take equity out of your house, give me a call. I don't mind. I don't mind spending the time to help you work through the situation. But you got to start somewhere, and that somewhere is literally with a phone call. 972-739-2350. That's 972-739-2350.
Or you can call right now at 214-202-5733, 214-202-5733. We can go ahead and get you on. Even if you have a testimony or a question, go ahead and give us a call and we can hop on with that. All right. Rob, listen, I'm excited about it. I love the care that you put into it. Visiting the homes, talking to people, and we have access to you pretty much 7 days a week. I think we still have
Yeah,
7 days.
pretty much. I mean, I don't know that I don't know that I'll be visiting anybody's home on Sunday necessarily.
Of course
But
not.
most people keep Sunday as a private day anyway. But
Mhm.
as do I typically. Yeah, I mean, again, it's my responsibility to help somebody find their way through the home buying process.
Yeah.
I think, far too often, and I had a conversation with a young man this week. Far too often, people are just either told no
Mhm.
unnecessarily, or the biggest complaint is with this man, they just didn't call him back. He gave them the information to pull his credit, and he's had some difficulties. But the other company he called just did not call him back. They just they just didn't communicate with him.
Well, there's some companies that just don't want to deal with what you have going on, or if it seems like it may be too much, or even if it's a not right now but later. A lot of companies don't want to deal with you.
No, you're absolutely right. And so unfortunately, this gentleman went to another company, and the other company he went to was a .com company out of state, and
Oh,
then they messed everything up for him.
oh,
So now I'm the third lender that is working on his loan, and he is approved and ready, and I'll close the loan. I will get
how
it
long
closed.
did it take you to do it?
2 days. I mean,
What?
it wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult. It just was, um, it wasn't approached properly from the get-go. The loan wasn't built properly. And more importantly, because of his credit, I think the first lender just didn't want to talk to him. So they never called him back. And that's unfortunate.
Unbelievable.
We are not in a place to judge people.
That's right.
It's not our responsibility
That's right.
to judge somebody's
That's right.
positive traits or negative traits.
Mhm.
It's our responsibility to do our best to get them closed and into a home.
Or at
Um,
least talk to them so you can find out what the deal is. Sometimes the story
well,
is not what you see.
I mean, that's just a common decency,
Yeah.
that you should afford anybody. Anybody that wants to talk, you should talk to.
Mhm.
And that is how we literally run our business. I work with FHA loans down to a 500 credit score. Again, VA mortgage loans, no minimum credit score whatsoever. Now is the right time to look at even at refinancing, perhaps. A lot of people are still out there in high interest rate loans. If you're a veteran or if you have an FHA loan, you can refinance to a lower rate without an appraisal, without any income documentation, without me even looking at your credit score. But you got to call. You got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. You can start right here on the air at 214-202-5733, 214-202-5733. Rob, what keeps sticking out of my mind that I absolutely love is for the veterans, no minimum credit score. And then also I keep hearing this 500, which is most of the population. We're at right around that 500.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not very often that I see people lower than 500.
Yeah, that's true.
So, to be clear, on FHA allows us to do a loan all the way down to a 500 credit score. If you have a score, pardon me, if you have a score that is lower than 580, meaning 500 to 579, you would have to put 10% into the transaction. That is a significantly greater down payment than if you had the higher credit. But here's the benefits of putting a bigger down payment in. Number one, you get a lower payment because you've put money down. Number two, you have instant equity because you've put more money down.
True.
And number three, you can refinance to a lower interest rate as soon as rates drop to the point where it makes sense. But you got to begin the process. I can't stress that enough. I see people with 500, 510, 530 credit scores. We close FHA loans, again, down to a minimum score of a 500, but you got to reach out.
I love it. And Rob, we are just about at the bottom of the hour. I wanted to go ahead and take a quick caller, if that's okay with you.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Go ahead, caller. You're on.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello. How you doing?
I'm very well, sir. How are you today?
Good. Well, me and my wife is interested in purchasing a house. And
Yes, sir.
we were needing, we never done it before. And I'm disabled, but she still works. And I want to see if I talk to someone about it.
Perfect. Well, so in just a second, I'm going to give you my telephone number again. You can call me off the air. We can talk in more detail. But just very quickly, sir, there are three components to a mortgage loan that everybody needs to address. Number one is your credit, obviously. Number two is your income, and number three is the amount of debt that you carry as an individual. So what we'll do when we speak is we will go through those specific items, and we will get you guys into a home. There's never a bad time to become a homeowner. I'm going to give you my number real quick. If you do you have a pen and paper there?
Okay, I'm going to get you.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, just a minute.
You tell me when you're ready.
I'm trying to put it on there.
Yeah, we're going to run out of time here on the air. You ready?
You never. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yes, sir. That number is going to be 972-739-2350.
739.
2350.
739.
2350. You want to repeat that back to me, sir?
Oh, Jesus. I'll tell you what.
You ready?
729-2350.
972-739-2350.
739-3350. 972.
2350. 2350. 23.
2350.
You got it.
972-2350.
Nope.
Okay.
One more time, and we're going to be off the air. 972.
Okay.
972. We got that part. 739. 739-2350.
972-739-2350.
You did that like a champ. Good man.
Thank
Okay,
you
buddy.
very much, sir. God bless you.
No,
Thank you, caller. I was
you
going
give
to
me
say,
a call,
Rob,
and God bless you.
I was gonna say, Rob, that I was gonna make sure that he called you. So that's good. I have his number. So awesome. This was good today, Rob. And we're gonna do this all over next week.
We'll
Same
do it all
time.
over again next week, and I really appreciate the opportunity. There's never a bad time to talk mortgages. There's never a bad time to speak with you, Autumn. I really appreciate you.
And I appreciate you. See you next
Thank
week,
you.
same time, same place.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, honey. You have a blessed day. Enjoy the weekend.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
KGGR invite